In the second part of this 3-part series, we will continue creating our Elgato setup. In the first part, I already showed you which products we were going to use, and we unboxed the microphone and we unboxed the face cam. And in the second part, we will connect everything to the designated software, and after that, of course, connect everything to WebinarGeek. So I'm going to hand it over to Demo Walter in 3, 2, 1. Now I have connected my Keylight Air, my Elgato Facecam, and of course my Elgato Wave 3 microphone. But before that, you need to download software for each and every one of these 3 products. First of all, you need to download the Elgato Facecam Camera Hub app. And you need to download for the microphone, of course, the Wave Link application. And then the control center for the lights, all of which are for free and all of which you can just download off the Elgato website. But I already installed them and I have connected everything. So right now I'm going to show you what this webcam looks like in 3, 2, 1. And there you go. This is what the Facecam looks like without any editing. I just plugged it in and it looks like this in the Camera Hub app. And as you can see, let me full screen this application. So this is what it looks like, of course. And almost the same as OBS, we have a lot of different options and some very cool features that come with this software. For example, it automatically tells you what the ISO is, and an ISO is like a sort of standard or the digital brightness of your, in this case, webcam. And you also have the zoom, but be aware, this is of course a digital zoom, so you might notice that you will lose some resolution. If you watched my video about optimizing your webcam, you already know what these are, but I will change them so you can see what these are. But if you want to know more, go check out the Optimize Your Webcam video. If I change the contrast to, let's say, 100, it looks like this. And if I set it all the way down to 0, it looks like this. And I think for now I'm going to put it on 70. I like 70. And then the saturation, well, this is of course 100, and then you have the black and white image. So I will put this one to 75. I like actually this one. And then of course the sharpness you can adjust as well. But for now I will just leave this to, well, let's do it to +2. Then the exposure, right now it's set to automatic. Well, of course I'm going to turn that off. Then I'm going to adjust the shutter speed. And as you can see, you have a lot of freedom and a lot of control over this webcam. And I think I will put this one to, I think I will keep it at 90 or set it to 90. And then the ISO, well, if I set it to 6400, it looks like this. And if I set it to 100, it looks like this. And of course, I don't need to change my ISO really because I already have great studio lighting right here. So I will just leave this to 100. Then the white balance, well, of course, right now it's on automatic, but there's really no need for me to change it. As you can see, it works with Kelvin, so this is on 12,500 Kelvin, which is very orangey. And if I set it all the way to the left, it's very cold. So let me just put this to my favorite. As you all know, if you watch some of our videos, you know that my favorite color temperature when working with lights or webcam is 4200 K, and it proves it once again. Then you have noise reduction and anti-flicker. Well, I can turn it on or I can turn it off. But for now, we don't need the processing. Then you also have some effects. Of course, you can mirror your camera or you can flip it. It's pretty much the same as OBS as I'm going through it right now. Right now I've changed some settings and connected my Facecam to this Elgato software. But I changed some settings as well, and like I told you in the OBS video about optimizing your webcam image, you can pretty much do all the things that I just did and more. And I actually recommend you use OBS for that. And that is, of course, right now I'm going to continue with the microphone, and I'm going to apply some effects to the microphone as well, I believe. And if you do that in OBS with your microphone and with your webcam, you have everything in one place. And of course, if you're streaming, you don't want to open 1,000 apps to control your setup. So I recommend doing it in OBS, but this camera hub software is really great. So it really depends on what you want and what you like. If you really like this camera hub app, you of course can use that, because it's in OBS. It's just very simple. You just select the application from the camera hub app, and then you have your camera image in OBS as well. And the same holds true with the Wavelink, which I will show you right now. And here we have the Wavelink application. First thing you need to do is just hover over the one until it says add audio input. I will click on plus, and here you have a lot of different audio inputs. You have system, music, browser, voice chat, sound effects, game, aux1 and aux2. There you have the Elgato Wave 3, but you also have a MIDI. In my case, that's the Iron webcam, because I recently made a video. Microphone is the same. Microphone array, of course, is just the microphone from your laptop, and Voice Meter is a free application that you can use to add more gain to a very simple microphone. And as you already noticed, you have a lot of audio inputs that you can add, and that is because Elgato really made this setup actually for streamers. And of course, if you are a streamer, especially on Twitch, and you are gaming, you have a browser open, or your Discord, or a YouTube channel, and all of which have different audio inputs and different sounds, and you can add up to 9, I believe you can add up to 9 inputs, so you can mix. It's like a digital mixer, it's like a digital mixing console. That is the best way you can explain this Wavelink application. But enough about that, it is time to add my Elgato Wave 3. And right now, as you can see, audio is going into the application, which means that the microphone works. So onto that multifunctional dial. And right now there is a light all the way to the left with a microphone above, and that is for your microphone gain. Right now, as you can see, I have 3 buttons, and on my screen you can see where the fader is. So if I turn this all the way up, you'll see it responds immediately, and my audio gain is significantly louder. But for now I will just turn this down a little bit, and if I press it, we will go to the next one, and that is my headphone monitoring. And that is, I have a headphone right here. If I turn this, I hear that I'm getting louder, of course, because I'm the only one that can hear the headphone monitoring. Don't worry, I will put everything in OBS and then open up WebinarGeek, so you have a webinar replay with the Keylight Air, with the Facecam, and with the Wavelink, so you can see what this Elgato setup looks like and sounds like. And if I press this button one more time, we go to our final light all the way to the right, and that is for that mic and PC mix. And this is really the part that is for the game streamers, because if you have a game, like I just told you, you have your Twitch, you have your YouTube, you have your Discord, you have maybe some music or other sound effects or something else connected. And then it's very handy that if you are monitoring yourself, that you only hear yourself and don't hear the rest of the stream, because of course you want to hear your voice and what you sound like, and the music, that is fine. The music will just play, but it's really handy so you can hear yourself. So it's very cool that you can turn it all the way to the right, and if I set it all the way to the right now, I would only hear my other things beside this microphone, and if I turn it all the way to the left, right now I have only my microphone. And then of course the final thing that I wanted to show you is the mute button on the top. And if I just gently press it, as you can see on my computer screen, and as you can see, the dial has turned red, and on my computer screen there is no audio, and I see on my input 1, there is even in red Elgato Wave 3, meaning that it is on mute. And if I just gently press it again, you'll see that my audio comes in back immediately. One thing that I would like to mention right off the bat is this isn't a button. It's more like, yeah, of course it is a button, but you can't really press it. So you only have to touch it for it to go on mute. And you can add up to 9 inputs, as I told you. But for now, we really don't need it, because I would like to keep it simple. Because in the next part of this series, I will compare the Elgato setup to the low-cost Logitech setup. And the Logitech doesn't have that functionality, so I won't show everything this microphone can do. But if you do want to go all out, there are lots of other videos as well. So right now it is time to connect everything to OBS and set up a webinar in WebinarGeek. All you need to do is just go to your OBS, and the first thing I'm going to add is the webcam. So click on the plus icon bottom left of your source dock, select a video capture device, give it the easy to understand name, then of course select the correct device, and in our case it's the wonderful Elgato Facecam. There we go, we don't even need to change the resolution as you have to do with the Logitech C92 Pro. And then just press OK, and as you can see, I'm right here. Then of course we need to add the microphone as well. So go to Audio Input Capture, then click on OK and select the, you have a bunch of different options, but for now I will just choose the wavelength stream from Elgato. And as you can see in my OBS right now, I have the webcam and I have the microphone connected, and like I mentioned, I already have studio lights, so there's actually no need for this key light air, but it's right here just to complete the saga. So right now I have connected everything to OBS because I wanted to show you how easy it is to connect everything to OBS for, let's say, your RTMP webinar. So if you have an RTMP webinar, all you need to do is just copy the correct codes, select start streaming, and then you can open up your WebinarGeek webinar and go live. But for this one, I'm just going to add everything manually in a very good WebRTC webinar. Then we go to WebinarGeek. I will select my Elgato Facecam, of course. Hello, there I am. And it already selected the wavelength stream, and if I just... And as you can see, the microphone is working. So I will enter the webinar. There we go. And we are live. And what I'm going to do is, you just saw me press start live via a screencast, and I'm going to use this very replay from that webinar that I just started. I'm going to put that in a video so you can see what the webcam looks like and so you can hear what this microphone sounds like. And of course, it looks like this and it sounds like this. And there you go. There is your Elgato setup completely in WebinarGeek, and that without OBS. And that's it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about webinars and how to host them, what gear to use, and what it is like to work at a tech startup, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click like on this video and hit that notification bell. And let me know, does your setup consist of one brand or multiple? Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye!